Hey class, so this is probably going to be a nice short one. I just want to show you the end result of what we're going to be doing in the next few weeks. And it'll also help introduce the ideas that we're going to be going through. So, just to remind you, the law of superposition just means that older rocks are lower, younger rocks are higher. So level 5 would be younger than level 1. Next, anything that folds or breaks or cuts through layers of rock, so in this case we have folding, the folding is going to be later or a younger thing. So if I ask you what's older, layer 3 or the folding of all these layers, I would say layer 3 is older because it's been there and it's been folded. All right? And we even have a blue layer underneath here, which is lower, so lower is older, okay? As time goes on, those layers that used to stick up and out of the earth have become eroded and washed away, cut away. All right, this forms this weird angular layer, right? Which eventually subsides, sinks below sea level, where you can see sea level over this rock now. And now we have an angular unconformity, which is where erosion once occurred. And erosion is going to be the washing away. And now we have new layers, again, following the law of superposition on top of those. My cat is running around like a madman. I'm sorry if you hear it in the background. It's really annoying. Okay, so your options for the Nearpod are going to be folding, which is just going to be the idea that we have rocks that are not perfectly straight across. We're going to have erosion, which just means that land has been cut away or pulled away or washed away or dug away, right? Anything that deals with land that isn't there anymore. So if you see this layer here, this thick brown layer, and then you see across the stream, this thick brown layer, this used to be one solid layer across, but this stream here is cut down deep into these rocks and cut through them, and erosion has occurred. All right, so you see these layers here? See how they're kind of angled upward, right? They've been cut off, and that'd be erosion that's washed them away. Next is going to be this thing called subsidence. And subsidence, I like to think of a submarine. A submarine dives below water. So subsidence just means land that is sinking downward. So that's what subsidence is. Anytime you see land sinking lower and lower and lower, kind of like what we saw here, we had land up high, and then it began to subside, which made it sink down, and it sank down so low that it became underneath the ocean, which happens. It's happened here in New York. That's why we have the Catskill Mountains. The Catskill Mountains are a bunch of flat, layered rocks like this that have been uplifted again, just like you see here, and now they're getting cut away and cut away. Okay? The fourth and final one is going to be an intrusion. An intrusion is just the idea that we have layers of rocks and then some type of geologic event, such as a volcano forming or even just magma traveling through the ground, cuts up and through. And that cut up and through is going to be an intrusion. So we could see intrusion C here. Intrusions are usually going to be marked with these little triangle things, V's. And it's just the idea that layer A, B, and D were once all nice flat layers touching each other. What layer C did was it cracked up through layer A and B, and then it found a nice little crack between B, right, B and D, which it grew into, and it kind of broke them apart. That's an intrusion. All right. So next week we'll learn a little bit about faulting, which is kind of like a bone fracture. But for now, I think you guys are set. Main points. Folding is going to be anything that's, not flat across. Erosion is anything that cuts down and through or moves rocks, like a landslide is an example of erosion. Hint, hint. Nearpod, check it out. And then there is subsidence. Sub means to go beneath or to drop down. So that's what sub is going to be, all right? When you throw subs, you're trying to bring someone down. All right, guys. Good luck with the Nearpod.